Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna be looking at Bandai Tamashii Nation's Deadpool from Deadpool 2. And this guy is practically the same as the first release, the one in the red suit. But this guy is actually a fixed mistake, let's call it that, because previous version came without guns, and that was a huge issue. He came with holes for the holsters, and if I'm not mistaken he even came with trigger finger hands, but no guns. And so Tamashii Nations, for their second release of Deadpool, decided to give us everything. But let's take one step at a time. So first we see here our Deadpool 2 box that has a nice shot of the figure. We have the logo, Marvel, Tamashii Nations, Bandai, and that sticker. And we have a window where usually you see the figure. On the side we see a promo shot, on the other side logo, same at the top, nothing special at the bottom. And in the back you can see some more promo shots, and they actually show you a photo of all the accessories that are included in this set. But before we see the accessories, let's take a look at the figure. The sculpt looks really nice. It's what you expect out of the S.H.Figuarts figures. A lot of great sculpted details and textures, and you can see that the head has nice proportions. We have these wrinkles on the mask here in the back, the stitching lines. There is a bump of his nose, and you can kind of see some traces of his mouth. We get this strap around his neck, and then this strap that goes across the chest is actually sculpted. And that's a bummer for me, because I would actually like it more if it was a separate piece, but it is what it is. Even this upper part is a part of the sculpt. It's maybe a separate part, but it's glued to the shoulder. He has his shoulder pads, and as I said, you can see the texture of the suit, his Deadpool logo, pouches on his belt. We have this hole in his back for the katana sheets, more pouches. We see Deadpool butt, these plates on the side, and here you can see a hole for his holster. And the first version looked exactly like this, but it came without holsters. It's the same on both sides. We get more straps down here, pouches, and the knee pads. And here we have a knife in a holster, and this is a separate piece. You can interchange it with the alternate accessory. And then his feet. And yeah, the sculpt, as I said, is really nice. What you expect out of the S.H.Figuarts line. Let's now take a look at his accessories. First, like most of S.H.Figuarts figures, Deadpool comes with instructions, and it's just a folded piece of paper that practically shows you how to switch some of the accessories. And the big thing about this new release is this. You get this tray with, as you can see, 6 versions of his guns. And here are holster parts that you can attach. You get a pair of standard guns, a pair of guns with smoke coming out of the barrel, and then a pair of guns with this firing effect attached to them. And here we can see the gun a bit closer. The sculpt is nice, it's really sharp. Here is the option with smoke effect, and it's not as white as camera shows it. It's maybe a bit more grayish, and it has nice sculpting on it. And then here is a version with that firing effect, and you can see again that the sculpt on this effect looks really nice. So all of these guns are the same but with different effects, and you get 2 of each of these. And then you get a pair of these holster pieces that, as I said, you attach to his legs. As you can see, here is a peg, and you just align it and connect the two. And then if you want to put a gun in his holster, you can do that. It fits perfectly. Now, I would like for this connection to be a bit more secure, because while I was filming a posing video for this guy, holsters were falling off all the time. It was like I just look at them and they fall off. So yeah, that connection could be a bit better. I'm sure that some people will superglue this, but I kind of don't like doing that to my figures, especially when they are more expensive, so I won't be doing that. But I just wanted to warn you that this is frustrating, and so be careful that you don't lose some of these pieces. Next, he comes with his 2 katanas, and this is also a nice and sharp sculpt. You can see that there is a little bit of paint on it. The blades look great, and the hilts have this pattern sculpt on it, and because of that, this Deadpool can grip these hilts very tightly and securely, so that is great. He also comes with sheets for katanas, and these just plug into his back, and you get separate hilts that are just plugged in. So this is not the full sword going inside of the sheet, but you just remove these when you have him holding katanas in his hands. And to attach it to his back, you just need to plug this in like that. And so now you have your Deadpool with his swords on his back. You also get his knife and an empty holster for the knife. This is for when you want to remove the holster knife that is on his leg and you want him to use the knife, then you replace that holster with an empty one. You just unplug this and then you just plug in the empty one. And now you are left with this knife, and it's also a nice sculpt. It has a nice handle, a small accessory, but it's looking really good. Next, he comes with this neck collar piece that he had in the second movie, and there are some nicely sculpted details on it. You can see that they even painted this small red button, and yeah, it's a nice accessory that is specific to Deadpool 2. And if you want to put it around his neck, you just need to pull off the head and you are left with this articulation point up here, and you just slide that piece over the neck, put back the head, and so now you have your Deadpool with that collar. Next, he comes with 3 pairs of interchangeable eyes. So you get a pair of wide open eyes, a pair of smiling eyes, and a pair of angry eyes. And they give you this small plastic tool that you can use for swapping the eyes. So what you have to do is remove his head, and on the inside you can see those 2 black pegs. Those are the ones that you need to press with that tool and push the eyes out of the head. And you push it with this longer part like this. See how the eye popped out? And then you can use your fingernails, but this wavy other side of the tool actually is meant to be used for. And of course, it's Deadpool, you can pose him like this if you want. And then to switch the eyes, you just take any of the alternative ones. There is even a marking here that says L2, it's on left eye. And so you just need to align it, push it in, and now we have him winking on one eye. I mean, it's not a huge difference because this is a live action version. You can't go, over the top with the expressions like you can do with comic book versions of the character, but they do give you some options here, so that's always great. Deadpool also comes with 18 interchangeable hands. First, we have the relaxed hands that are already on the figure. He comes with a pair of sword or knife gripping hands, a pair of flat palm hands that you can use for slapping someone or acting surprised or for karate chop poses or whatever comes to your mind. Then he comes with a pair of these open hands, and these are meant to be used for, creating a heart shape like this. He comes with a pair of trigger finger hands, a pair of dynamic open hands, a pair of fists, a pair of thumbs up hands, and a pair of pointing hands. Let's now take a look at his articulation. The head is on a ball peg with this connection part on the top of it. That neck peg is curved so that it gives you a better range of movement, so that the head can look down this much, up this much, it can tilt side to side and rotate 360. We have a nice butterfly joint that gives us a great range of movement across the chest, but is kind of limited of going to the back. These shoulder pads are of a bit softer plastic and they are attached to the arms, so if you want to move his arms out, you have to kind of move those shoulder pieces over his shoulders like this, and then you'll get a better range of arms moving out, and they can move out this much. They do rotate 360. There is a bicep swivel. There is a little bit of movement in the elbow, and the elbow gives you this much. I also have to say that my copy of this figure has an issue with his right arm, because the lower arm tends to pop out like this. And this happened to me a lot while I was recording his posing video. It's not a huge issue. I probably just need to heat up this part of his arm so that the plastic becomes a bit softer, and then I will probably get a better pop for that connection. But nothing is broken, so I'm fine with that. In the wrists we have a typical SHF ball joint that moves in any direction depending on how you turn it. And switching out of his hands is fairly simple and easy on this Deadpool. It's a nice sturdy ball peg, as you can see, and the hands are of a softer plastic, so it's a nice, easy and stress-free way to swipe out his hands. There is a cut up here in the torso and down here behind the belt, so you get side-to-side movement and he moves this much to the side, and then the upper rotation and the lower ratchet rotation as well. We can crunch forward this much, back this much. We get these standard SHF flaps that we used to seeing on their figures, and these are here in the front and in the back here as well to hide the joints when you articulate the legs. There is no drop down in the hips, the legs move out this much, there is a thigh swivel, legs move forward this much, back this much, the knees bend this much, and the feet rotate. They move forward just a little bit, almost nothing, because this is neutral and then this is forward, but they do move back this much. There is a toe joint and a nice ankle pivot. Let's now compare our Deadpool with some other figures. Here he is with Marvel Legends movie Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage something Warhead. Here he is with Marvel Legends Logan and the Ultimate Captain America. Here he is with the S.H.Figuarts Far From Home Spider-Man and the S.H.Figuarts Avengers Endgame Cap vs. Cap Captain America. Here he is with Mafex X-Men Gambit and Magneto. And here is how he scales with Marvel Legends AliExpress custom or bootleg Juggernaut. And we can once again quickly see these two guys side by side, Marvel Legends movie Deadpool and our S.H.Figuarts from Deadpool 2, and you can see that Marvel Legends version is pretty good. It is taller than the S.H.Figuarts one, but that's to be expected. The sculpt is also nice and proportionate. You do get some alternative hands, and the strap across his chest is actually a separate piece, and that is something that I really appreciate. I don't like this sculpted version on his chest that breaks at that articulation point and kind of looks weird when you want to articulate his chest. Both of these guys have great articulation. SHF is a bit better, and that's again something to be expected. SHF also comes with much more stuff in terms of accessories, and I think that you can't go wrong with either of these two. But now on the secondary market, Marvel Legends movie Deadpool is really pricey, too expensive, and this S.H.Figuarts one is new one, so I assume that it's much more available. But what do you guys think about these two? Which one would you choose out of the two? Let me know down in the comments. So my final thoughts for this new S.H.Figuarts Deadpool figure are: it's a great figure, it's an amazing release. They finally decided to fix that mistake from the first release, and they gave us a lot of weapons. They gave us 3 pairs of his guns. He comes with his katanas, a knife, a ton of interchangeable hands, eye expressions. I mean, you get all of it in this new release. If you're someone who has the first SHF version, I assume that you'll be probably thinking of getting this guy so that you can use his guns. And with Deadpool 3 coming out, I'm not sure if we'll get another version of the S.H.Figuarts Deadpool. What I hope, and I feel like it's a no-brainer, is that we will also get the S.H.Figuarts live-action Wolverine. That being said, this figure is beautiful, the sculpt and the articulation is great. It does have some minuses. As I said before, holsters tend to fall off fairly easily. Same goes for his katana hilts that are pegged in the sheets on his back. Those are some small pieces that can fall off really easily. You could lose them, so be careful with that. His right arm popping out is something that I'm not sure if it's only an issue with my copy of this figure. I'm not sure if this is something that only my figure has. It shouldn't happen on these those higher end figures, but it is what it is. It is still a great release, beautiful figure that gives you so many posing options. You get a lot of accessories, so you can really spice up your display. And as you will see in the next episode in my posing video for this guy, I had a lot of fun posing him around. It's a fun figure to have, it's a fun figure to mess around with. If you have any types of additional accessories like chairs or anything like that, posing of this guy will be even more fun. So I encourage you to stay tuned for a posing video for this Deadpool from Deadpool 2, because that will probably give you even a better idea of how good this figure actually is. But that's all I wanted to say for this video. Now I would really like to hear you guys. What do you think about this new S.H.Figuarts release? Is this something that you plan on getting for your collection, or do you plan on skipping it? Did you get the first one, or did you hope that they will release this guy again with those guns? Let me know down in the comments. Again, stay tuned for a posing video for this guy in the next episode, and thank you all for watching and for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.